Welcome to another video of this section. In this video, which is the last part of this section, we will discuss the remaining basic charts that we can create in Tableau. Let's start with the tables. Tables are two-dimensional or a flat data with no hierarchical relationship. And when we have a requirement to show the list of the values without having a requirement of enriching your visuals, in that case you can go for tables when you have large amount of data to show. Tables basically represent data in rows and columns. That can be a table or matrix. An additional layer of rows and columns can be added in matrix. Example could be if you want to list down top 20 customer by sales or list down all the hotels of the company. In that case, you can go for the table visuals. In Tableau, there are some additional information that you can add by adding a circular or a square tables with the variation in colors, defining the intensity or the quantity of that particular measure used in Tableau. To create tables in Tableau, you should have one or more dimension or one or more measures. Now let's discuss about the pack bubble chart. Is another popular and basic chart in Tableau which represents the values as a bubble of varying sizes. The size of that bubble basically represents the quantity or a measure, which are grouped together without a specific axis. Like in a circular chart that we are going to see is also similar to the pack bubble chart, but in circular chart you can see they are having the axis. The values are mentioned with reference to axis, but in pack bubble chart it is somewhat similar to your pie chart, but it is having a different circular shapes for different categories. It is useful for showing relationship, proportion and hierarchical data. If you want to create the pack bubble chart in Tableau, there should be at least one or more dimension or one or two measures. This condition is similar to your tree map chart and pie chart. Now let's discuss about the maps in Tableau. In Tableau, maps are used to visualize geographical data by plotting by location or region or density of map. Tableau support various types of maps, including symbol maps. In that we have different symbols like circular, square shape. Or next is field maps. The shaded regions are based on the values. Then we have the density. Another type of map we have in Tableau is a density map. It is somewhat related, kind of heat map or for intensity visualization. Maps in Tableau are interactive. It means that it allows users to filter, to zoom and to analyze trends effectively. To create a map, you should have at least one geo field, that is either city, state, country, region, or zero or more dimension, or at least one measure. This is a requirement to create the maps in Tableau. This is going to be the last set of the basic chart that we are going to discuss in this section. Along with the charts that we have discussed in this video, we are going to check some other basic charts. Let's jump to Tableau and see how we can create these charts with different variations and different combinations. We are in Tableau. For this exercise, I'm extracting 914 again. Let us explore the tables. What are the different types of table that we can create in Tableau? For that, I'm just dragging and dropping the market in the rows. You can see as soon as I drag, because it is a categorical value, the default behavior of Tableau, when you add a categorical dimension, it will automatically convert into a table. Let me add quantity. So you can see the number of columns are increasing. I can add profit, I can add quantity, I can add sales. All my columns are getting increased. Also, if you want to show for different dimensions as well, like for these markets, how was their performance by shipping mode, so I can add the different dimensions as well, and the number of rows will increase. This is the simplest or the most basic type of table that you can create in Tableau. Tableau provide a lot of other options. There are 3 options available for creating a table visual. As I told you earlier, when you go for the table visual, when you have large number of data, large number of records, and you don't have anything to highlight in visual, or you don't want to make any appealing visual, you just want to show the data, in that case you can go for the table. But Tableau also provide couple of options. Using that, you can use the tables by highlighting its value, different colors and different shapes. For example, let me drag and drop, let me clear the area, I'll add the market again, and I'll go for quantity, just quantity. So when I go for this heat map, the next stop is heat map. It is not showing me the values. Remember, in heat map, you don't get the values. Yeah, of course, you can keep, if you keep your mouse, you can see the value as a tooltip. But in a table, if you use the heat map, it will not show you the values. That is the difference between table and heat map. It will show you different shapes and colors depending on the quantity or that magnitude of that measure. For example, by default, it is, if you can see here, automatically the quantity is taken as a sum. Let's convert these heat map. Let's change the values. I can edit the sizes. I can increase the size. I can increase the starting values and lower values. I'm not bothered about the lower values. I'm just interested whatever is about 10,000 and the maximum value. And I say apply and OK. And if I change it to the entire view, you will see Africa is 10,000, APAC country is 41,000, and so on. So that, by this way, you can always format your, let me reduce it a little bit. Okay. So you can format your sizes also in a heat map. So let me convert it back to a normal table. There is one more option where you can give the shapes of your values instead of showing the values. There is square and circular. When I select square, as soon as I convert into a square and I'll put the square in sizes, the quantity is now showing, but in the different sizes of the square shape. That is similar to heat map. So if you want to see the heat maps in terms of circular shapes, you can also convert it. I can always go back and show the 4 value. You can see that. So the values are now based on the size of the circle. You can see which market has contributed more in terms of quantity. I can also drag and drop in colors. You'll see the different color shades. You can always go back and edit the color shade, whatever colors you like, and that's how you can show different colors. So this is about the heat map. There is something called highlighted table. Let me convert everything back to a normal table. So when I use the highlighted table, when I'm using heat maps, I'm getting no values. I'm just getting shapes or colors. But when I'm using highlighted tables, my values will be there and it will be highlighted in different color shade. It's like conditional formatting in Excel. And I can always go back and change the colors. I can edit the colors. I can select the different color themes and I'll say OK and apply, and I'll say OK. So these different colors I can apply. I can also give the range. Currently the range is starting is 833, which is not okay for me. I'll just go for 5,000 and I'll say apply and OK. Everything which is less than 5,000 is not highlighted. It's the plain color. So whatever is above 5,000 will be highlighted in different color shade depending on its value. For example, it is much higher than 5,000, it will be in darker shade, and if it is near to 5,000, it will be in lighter shade. So that's how the highlighted table works. Remember the difference between a highlighted table and heat map. Heat map does not show you the values of the measure, but it only shows you the shapes and colors. And depending on the shades and the sizes of shapes, you can decide the value or the magnitude of that measure. On the other hand, highlighted table will not only show you the values of that measure, but it will also highlight it. It also give the color shadings. So that is the difference between heat map and highlighted table. We have seen the text table. So the basic table is the text table. We have nothing there. We have not showing any color shading. We are not showing any shades on say shapes, but you can always go to enhance or enrich your visual. You can always explore these two additional options provided by Tableau. This is all about the text table. Let me show you one more thing. We have missed that this status bar. The status bar at the bottom, it will show you the, at the bottom you can see these things here in status bar. It will show you how many marks are there, how many rows are there, how many columns are there, and it will show you the aggregated value of the measure that you are using. In the Excel also at the bottom you will see this kind of information. This status bar show you this kind of information. So coming back to visuals, we have seen how to create and what are different types of tables in Tableau. Let us explore one more visual, that is packed bubble. The requirement is it should have at least one or more measures or one or two measures. It should not have more than two measures. Depending on the value that particular dimension is carrying, it will decide the size of the circle. For example, we have the Middle East and African country here is a middle shape, and we have the least is Canada and then European Union, and they are the larger in size. You can always go and change the colors, color themes, and edit titles. These kind of things you can apply in this packed bubble visual. It is somehow similar to your pie chart, but in that case everything is not included in a single circle, but for different entities or different dimension, different circles are used, and you don't have any x-axis and y-axis. We have that kind of things in, you can circular view where you can see the x-axis and y-axis, but I want to go for the bubble chart. We will discuss all those things in our coming videos. So this is the how the bubble chart, you can play around with the different options, like you can add the different quantities as a label, you can add different sizes, you can play with tooltips and colors you can add. This is the one of the basic chart in Tableau. Let me clear everything. Let's look into the geographical charts or maps that we can create in Tableau. For that, I'm adding country because it has something called geotype, data type as a geographical data. As soon as I add that, my country is divided into latitude and longitude, which are auto-generated fields. We have seen that there are two types of maps, symbol maps and maps. That is the filled maps. It will show all the boundaries and everything. It will fill the boundaries of different countries or different states, and it will highlight the boundaries depending on the magnitude of that measure it is carrying. When I'm adding this, I can add, by default it is showing me the symbol map. The circular symbols are being shown here. If I drag and drop the profit into sizes, you will see the different sizes of circular shapes are available for different countries depending on how it is showing. Like for example, I can edit the size, I can increase the size value. Okay, you can see that it is a little bit crowded, but I can see that I can add that countries into different colors for different countries. I can edit the ranges, start value and low value. I'm not interested in the negatives. Whatever is below 0, I'm fine with that, and it should start only after 0. So I'll just say apply and OK. You see, only countries, it is highlighting only countries which is having positive profit, like it is having some profit. So in that case, you can see United States or Mexico or India and China, they are having size of circle larger than the average size. All other things which are having below 0 will have a same size. So that's how you can provide the ranges also. You can format it, you can edit the title, all those things you can do. And you want to see, if you want to enlarge it, you can also hide this panel. Okay, so this is how it works. So I can also convert into fill chart. Fill map is similar to your symbol chart, but instead of showing the symbol, it will fill the shape of your country into different color. For example, if I say Australia, so Australia is having the lighter shade. It means the profit is not that much. I can always go there and edit it, and the edit color, I can select the different color. I can add the different ranges. So now I don't want anything 0, below 0. I can just apply and OK. You will see the countries with no colors are having, or a light colors are having the low profit. With the darker color, they are having the high profit, like China, USA, India, or Australia, or Germany, France, Russia. All these are having a little bit of more profit. You can visually say that. Okay, so this is my profit. These are the country who is giving me the more profit. I can also go and directly add into labels, and it will show the actual values of the profit you are earning from that particular countries also. It is not only providing the visual alerts, but it is also showing me the values. So these are the different types of charts that you can create in Tableau, that is symbol maps and field maps. So this is all about the basic charts that we can create in Tableau. I know there are so many charts that you can create, like we have seen the circular chart, how to create the donut chart. There are so many things in Tableau. Those visual we are going to cover in our next section, that is the advanced visualization. And for that, I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.